guys, this is the, oh my god, hello brain fart. This is the September 2020 Tarotscope for the sign of Pisces. For those of you that have a Pisces sun, moon, or rising sign, you would want to watch this video. Or if you have heavily placed planets in the sign of Pisces, you would want to watch this video once you put down that tissue and stop crying. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I myself am a Pisces. I'm a Pisces sun sign with a Pisces Mercury and a Pisces Venus. Oh my god, that's a lot of fish. Thought I smelled something. Anyways, Pisces is one of my favorite signs of the zodiac because I am one. So I'm super excited to do this reading for you guys. This is a broad spectrum reading. Therefore, it's trying to reach a lot of people, so I might speak in rather broad strokes or terms. You're going to have to take what I say and apply it where it fits in your life. You are responsible for doing so, so anything I say, if you take it and apply it to your life or make any decisions from my reading, that responsibility is on you. So there's that to think about. And then this first deck, what I'm doing differently this month for September is this first card is an oracle card from the Empathic Oracle. I felt like it would go well with the water signs. So it's kind of like your spiritual Sherpa. It is guiding you through this month. Something to focus on, some sort of, idea of what the theme of September might be for the Pisceans. That sort of thing. So let's just see what comes out. What does Pisces need to know? Hey Gabby, how are you, dear? Please like and share the video out too if you feel so inclined. I would greatly appreciate it. You can also go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe over there. I am trying to get subscriptions over there, and it is tough work, let me tell you. Growth over there is slow moving at best. Makes me wonder if people are actually enjoying my work or not. Alright, so here is the Empathic Oracle card for Pisces. Ooh, I like this one for Pisces. Hello, open heart. Makes me think of Madonna. Open your heart to me, baby. Even though that does look slightly like a vagina, I am going to say that. I'm sorry, I have a dirty mind. I can't help it. I am a Pisces. All right, 3 and 5 come together for card number 35, open heart. That's also an 8. 8s are always about balance. They can also be turned on their side and turned into the infinity symbol, which to me is a symbol that associates with magic. Right? When I look at this, I feel like we are the center of our universe this coming month in September. I like that we've got that green light here of the heart chakra here. And we have the heart in the knowing, right? So we're kind of, to me, when I'm looking at this art, we've got this sort of kind of connection between our heart chakra, our open heart, and our knowing, or our 7th chakra, and our higher learning, connecting the two together and operating from that place. So there is an opportunity here for Pisces to open up, to emanate like maybe our more truer, sensitive selves that we are. There's a beauty here, there's a strength here also. I like how we have kind of like this rainbow, the sun, this rainstorms and clouds. Like through whatever we deal with, either positive or negative in the month of September, these sort of changing of seasons to me make me feel like we want to remain in this open, connected sort of receptive space of this open heart card. Does that make sense? In other words, like don't let, fears, worries, disappointments, those sort of things dampen that glow that we have about us, okay? Now I am going to read the card to you from the book just to see how different the book's definition might be, and it may show us something that we didn't know about. So this card is considered internal. This card is separated into externals and internals and different elements and things like that. So this is considered it looks to be, is it the first internal card? No, it's not. Okay. All right, so open heart. There are those who create and those who destroy. Each needs the other to exist, but those who feel the wisdom of trust need only their open hearts to exist. As an empath, you sense deeply when others' hearts are open in your own body. At times, you internalize this energetic experience, and your own heart can close. This begins to lessen the duality of love. As an empath, your depth of understanding begins to teach you at every turn that the experience of an open heart to yourself teaches the closed hearts of others. The light of love is truly the only choice. Unconditional love is the gift of an open heart. It says, in this situation, are there attachments or obligations that are hand in hand with the love that is being given or received? Interesting. I kind of just like the idea of us being in our sort of sensitive Sally selves, being a ray of positivity, not fearing that, staying in balance with that, staying connected to that, understanding that there's power in that, especially during the, sort of trials and tribulations that we're dealing with in today's world, right? So I think those represent in the challenges of this storm. It doesn't look like, I mean, to me, when I'm looking at this open heart card, I feel like there might be a broad, a broad array of experiences that happen throughout the month. It's not going to all be sunshine and rainbows through the month of September, but if we stay all sunshines and rainbows, we will be powerful and kind of protected from all of it. That's sort of this protection circle that I see here. I'm sorry, I'm going to kick my dog out because she's working on her foot and snorting a lot. Get out. Go on. This isn't a pedicure palace. Go on. Go get a pedicure somewhere else. Nobody wants to hear you. I'm trying to carry the message and wisdom of the angels right now, and you're just chewing on your feet. That's disgusting. Go. All right, so let's get in. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving her a hard time. Let's get into the tarot cards and see what's going on for Pisces for the month of September. This is Virgo season, guys, which is our complement sign. Virgo is the 6th sign. We are the 12th, so this could, work either for us or against us. So I think that, when it works good and we're in alignment to it, it can be great. And when it works bad, it can teach us a lot of stuff, which is also really good. But sometimes we have to go through that sort of stuff, those lessons. So that's okay. And I think this open heart card to me feels like keeping this level of optimism even in the face of adversity when it appears during the month of September is only going to strengthen us and be good for us. Okay? So let's see. What does Pisces need to know? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Come on, Pisces. Why, hello, Justice card. Justice just popped out of the deck. I'm putting her back in. Just making note of that. All right, so let's see what's going on for Pisces in September of 2020. All right, so this first card is sort of the center of 2020. It's going to kind of give us an idea of where we're operating from throughout the majority of 2020. We might be going in and out of this energy throughout the month, but it gives us a little insight into kind of, what to expect or sort of where we're going to be sort of centered at. Okay, interesting. This was the actual outcome for my Scorpios. This is the Queen of Wands. So to me, what I'm going to say is sort of a similar thing that I said to the Scorpios. Interesting thing about queens represent the element of cups, right? Kings are swords. Queens are cups, although this is the Queen of Wands, right? So she's that element of fire. So to me, there's a blending of fire and water happening here. The Queen of Wands is usually somebody that's self-assured. She can sometimes be impulsive, but she's definitely in charge. The one thing I do note with this queen that feels a little bit different to me than other Queens of Wands is I like that she is sort of sedate. To me, she feels kind of self-assured. She's not necessarily, Wands is about taking action. To me, I feel like with a queen, it's going to be a little bit more of a passive action, a nurturing action. It's going to have a little bit more of a forethought involved to it. It won't be so impulsive per se. There might be a lot of, when I look at this card right now, I feel like she's doing a lot of assessment, if that makes sense. When I'm looking at how she's seated, let me just bring her closer to the camera. She seems like she's sort of facing the future and kind of making decisions. Do you see that? I don't know, maybe that's just the feeling I get as I'm looking at her. It feels kind of crazy to me. But Pisces might be like spending the month looking at situations from a place of authority, right? The queen is not a bad thing. She's benevolent. She's in a power position. There's an authority to her, right? We're in charge of our situations. We know what we want. We're connected to our desires, right? That's the aspect of fire and the wands. Through this maybe open heart energy that we're running, right? That blending of water and fire that we see in this Queen of Wands. connects us not only to our emotional selves, which is very much at home for the Pisces, but it also connects us to our spiritual self. Interesting. We have the heart and then the sort of the higher mind up here, the heart up here. There's the emotions and the spirit going on in this card too, in that green. Do you see that? So I kind of feel like that's sort of the focus with this Queen of Wands. I do feel like Pisces might be looking to plans of the future. There could be a little bit of daydreaming happening with this. The only thing is what I do want to say is the Queen of Wands is usually about action. So we might be starting to take action by organizing our thoughts, organizing our dreams, organizing our desires, and really looking at them from, hopefully a more practical place, and trying to figure out what plan we want to put into motion to get us there, right? There's some sort of sights being set towards a future outcome, I feel like, as I'm looking at this Queen, that I think we have all of the capabilities about getting ourselves there. It's just which road do we want to take, and how do we take that road and maintain this open heart while doing so. So let's look at the foundation card. This card tells me a little bit about why the cards are the way that they are today. It's also sometimes the memory of this card that keeps us, keeps everything in place. This card can also be, it generally represents something from the past, that the memories of that could also be what sort of push everything forward into the future. Okay, so this is the King of Cups. Wow. Okay, so this is definitely like Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. The King of Cups to me is an emotional guy. He feels a little bit, to me, I like him. He's sort of standing there. He can be very romantic. He can kind of be a little bit hard to pin down, a little bit wishy-washy at times, but he's usually very loving, caring. To me, when I look at this, it feels like maybe there's been some more emotional times. I get this, I don't know why, but when I'm looking at this King and the Queen of Wands, I feel like my Pisces have been single or feeling on their own for a while. For some reason, I feel like this King is on his own. I don't think that that's a bad thing per se, but I think that maybe we're ready for a change. So I might only be speaking to the single Pisces when I'm looking at these two cards, but it feels a little bit to me like we've maybe in the past done the emotional work, gotten control over it, gotten sort of a mental understanding around it, maybe some mastery around it, and now we're ready to take those emotions and hand them off to this Queen of Wands, and she starts to do that sort of spiritual desire aspect of the Wands energy, coupled with the emotions that the Queen carries, to kind of bring them forward and really make them start to happen. Does that make sense? Let me look at this for 1 minute. The King of Cups can also sometimes be non-committal in a way, like he can be a hard man to pin down. And that's a very Pisces trait to me. Like I feel like we're probably one of the most non-committal of the water signs. We can be, hard to, what's the word, like, pin down, I guess is the best way to put it. And so we might have been doing that in the past, and now we're kind of reassessing that through this Queen of Wands, right? Where we're starting to realize that, okay, maybe being on our own or doing things by our own rules, although it was maybe fun or it served its purpose, now we're ready for something different. We're ready for something more. That's kind of that idea or that feeling that I get from her, sort of looking towards the future and starting to formulate plans by how they feel. Okay? So let's look at the Spirit card or the Soul card and see what's going on up there. Okay, weird, we're having a party. So, it's funny too, because kings are, really quick, kings are the element of swords, right, which is air. And to me, that's interesting, because we have this air-water thing happening in the past, down in the foundation, and then we have this Queen of Swords up in the spirit space, right, which is sort of the element of fire. Right? And so when I look at this to me, obviously is associated with the air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, or who's the third? Libra. But when I look at her up in the soul space, to me it feels like we need to be self-assured. We need to be sure of the thoughts that we have. We need to be sure of the decisions that we make going through the month of September. I think that there's a clarity that the Queen of Swords keeps with her. I also like that her sword is, or I'm sorry, not her sword. Well, her sword is withdrawn, which I like that too, but she has it there for protection and to make split-second decisions if she needs to. There's an authority to her. There's an empowerment to her. Again, we've got that sort of passivity, but again, she is sort of looking to the future, right? She is sort of looking to these plans of, okay, what is it that we want? And when I see this card in the soul space, it says to me that it's almost like our souls are wanting us to realize, okay, Pisces, it's time to get serious. Like, we can make the decisions and back that shit up. We can also keep an open heart and an open mind. And the open heart aspect that I see in this Queen of Swords card is that her shield is down on the ground, right? That to me is also this sort of open heart card where I see that connecting to this Queen of Swords, right? So when I'm looking at this, this feels like our spirit is asking us to kind of connect what's going on with the Queen of Wands up to the Queen of Swords. So to me, it feels like where our emotional selves and our desires connect with the logical aspect of who we are and how we go about making those decisions to make them happen, right? Underneath all of this, the sort of foundation card is this King of Cups, which to me is a very beautiful, abundant, emotional, connected, loving, kind card, right? And so to me, I like that he is supporting these two queens, if that makes any sense. We might be ready to kind of what's the word? Like, make ourselves known in some way, shape, or form. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from both of these queens. The fact that they're queens makes me feel like Pisces could feel a little bit vulnerable. Part of the reason why I say that is because both of the queens are obviously feminine in presence, but also that open heart card makes me feel like this is a challenge for the Pisces. This is a challenge for us to kind of be clear on what we want, be clear on what we desire, want to give birth to it, want to sort of nourish it, nurture it, mother it, so to speak, into being, right? And so September might very much be the month that we have to do that we have to challenge ourselves to kind of stay open-minded, stay open-hearted, stay in the belief that we can get ourselves to wherever it is that we desire to go, and then really sort of start trusting clear thinking, trusting our emotions, trusting our actions, and moving forward in that. This King is a very powerful emotional card to also be as the foundation. So I feel like he kind of represents to me a little bit of emotional mastery or strength. Does that make sense? And so him sitting down there in the foundation, I almost feel like he's like carrying these two queens to a degree, in the sense that like he's like, don't worry, we've got this, girlfriends. And they're having a conversation. But to me, I feel like this being 3 court cards all out in a row, this could be a very significant month for us. Let's see what the outside influences are and see what's going on there. Now, these outside influences, these are things that could be influencing us either positively or negatively. They're not necessarily of us, they're around us, right, in the month of September. They can be things like people or events. Sometimes they can be things more vague, like belief systems or energies that are having an effect on us. So let's see what they are. Okay, hey. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles. And to me, this is like abundance personified. To me, this is sort of like material abundance, really good things coming to us. Anything that Pisces might be working on, thinking about monetarily or financially, work-wise, that kind of a thing. There is this opportunity to build upon that in the month of September. Sorry, my dog is dreaming hard right now. There is this opportunity to build upon that right now. I feel like this 10 of Pentacles feels to me that, and this is partly to do with this open heart card over here. There's some sort of benefit that we offer to those around us that benefits their material world in some way too. And it also benefits ours, right? But I feel like this open heart and this presence that we keep around us, the benevolence that we see in these two queens, even the benevolence in this king, right? There's sort of authority, love, guidance, leadership, whatever that might be for my Pisces. If we utilize that, there's opportunities for this to come in. Tends to me are that sort of abundance, but they're also that kind of completion where everybody gets a piece of the pie, right? And the Ten of Pentacles is definitely pie all the way around as far as I'm concerned, because it's the like the earthbound physical riches and wealth, right? But what I mean by this is like when I look at this open heart card, I feel like Pisces might have something within them, in their optimism, in their sensitivities, in their emotionality, whatever, that not only benefits themselves this month, but also maybe makes the environment richer for those around them, right? That's this Ten of Pentacles. That's the enjoyment, because the Ten of Pentacles to me is like, the Nine of Pentacles is about having everything you need personally, right, for yourself. The 10 is about you having everything plus everybody around you getting what they need too. Like everybody gets a level up. Everybody gets to feel better and feel the abundance and the warmth and the wealth, right? So September, keep on the lookout for opportunities not only to be, moving yourself forward, but in the process you might actually be moving others forward too, either through your own personal endeavors towards, career betterment, money making, that sort of thing, or also just, you might be giving out ideas to others that might work for them to further their situations along. Also, this open-hearted support that we could be providing not only for ourselves but to others could empower them to achieve things that they didn't think were possible, right? There's sort of like also with these three court cards running up the center, there's a power that Pisces possesses in the month of September that is people will be looking to for guidance, right? People they turn to their kings and queens for that very thing, for rulership, for guidance, for, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even pull a word, but you get what I'm saying, right? Kings and queens, they rule over many, right? And so Pisces might be in a position where we are kind of deferred to, requested upon, sought out in ways, and we can sort of fill those shoes in ways that is actually really beneficial not only to ourselves but to others also. And that's what this Ten of Pentacles looks like to me. And then we have the Knight of Wands. All right. So I like that this Knight of Wands is kind of kicking around over here. I feel like knights tend to be, in my opinion, this is how I involve the knights. I always see the knights as being very noble, honest, in servitude, protective. And I love that he's riding up on this queen. Do you see this? Like he's riding up to protect this queen. I feel like, I'm going to be honest, guys, for some of you, I think that this knight might actually be a romance of some sort. And part of the reason why I say that, I don't necessarily like to predict romance, but I kind of feel that her being the Queen of Wands in the center there, and this being the Knight of Wands. Wands is a very passionate, fiery sign, right? And the Knight to me is all about sort of, lifetime servitude to his queen. And so I kind of feel like this guy might be coming up out of the past for some of my Pisces. I sort of feel like this horse is riding up out of the past. I kind of feel like knights bring about that, that they're a little bit older than the knaves or the pages, right? And they bring about that kind of, what's the word, like, I don't know, like how do I want to explain it? Sort of like manliness, I guess, or adultness. This is not like some frivolous person. This is somebody that's kind of significant. I think that he will have a positive impact. He could very well be a fire sign. That would be Aries, Leo, or Sag, because he is representing as the wands. But I kind of feel like, and he's going to be a little bit on the, the Knight of Wands can be a little bit impulsive, that sort of thing too, because it's that Wands energy. But I feel like he is making his presence known. Does that make sense? So, and I feel like he's coming to sort of assist. Like, I feel like he wants to join with this queen. That's why it feels sort of romantic to me. I feel like he wants to collaborate with her or move forward with her. Like, it's like she's looking and thinking about where she wants to be, and he's like, oh, I know how to get there. Here, quick, jump on my horse, let's go. And they could potentially be moving towards this Ten of Pentacles outcome, right? This financial benefit, right? And I love that this King of Cups is underneath all of it. In essence, that like even if we've spent some time alone or whatever, I feel like the King of Cups driving all of this. If he's the underpinning factor to all of this, to me, that's a beautiful empowered card to kind of have everything rest upon. Right? There's a love in the King of Cups that also kind of indicates this idea of a possible new relationship of some sort coming about in September. This might only be for my single Pisces, so keeping that in mind for those of you that are, you know, involved or very much in love, this may not apply to you. I do think that this could be opportune for those of you that say you're already married and in love. This Knight of Wands could be an opportunity of some other sort that's coming to you through another channel, right? It could be a male fire sign that's a business dealing or something. But I feel like he's here to help, right? So you guys have to kind of keep on the eye for that and the lookout for that. But he might be the very sort of inspiration that you need to kind of get up out of the throne and start to move forward. Like I almost feel like he has some of the awareness or knowledge that this queen might need to continue to formulate her plan as you move through the month of September. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense, but I hope that it does. So this next card is the potential outcomes card. This tells me a bit about sort of where it will end up for the Pisces by that month's end. This card is not set in stone. It is just a sort of an idea of where things could potentially land. If this card is negative, we can utilize this card as a warning to make choices and changes to avoid this outcome. But if this card is a positive, we can take heart in the fact that we're naturally heading towards it, you know, and we don't have to do much to change it. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, so this is the Three of Wands. So to me, there's a definition of the Three of Wands. Like the Two of Wands is like placing the order, the Three of Wands is like it coming in. And so I feel like this is that sort of connection between this knight and this queen. Let me just look at this for a minute. And again, we're looking to the future, like the shepherd boy is looking to the future. There could be some slight confusion around this. Those three wands kind of facing in opposing directions kind of gives me this vibe of a little bit of confusion at the end of the month. It doesn't feel really bad. It feels like we're trying to sort of make sense of what it is we want, what it is that sort of the goal is. The Three of Wands can be kind of the landing of that or the bringing in of that. I kind of feel like, though, this to me, whatever this goal is, it might not be immediate, like in the sense that we might not, like, as I'm looking at this shepherd boy, looking out into the future, it feels like it could be something that Pisces has to work towards for, you know, maybe a month or two, right? Like I know this is going to sound crazy, but whatever's being brought in or whatever opportunities are being brought in the month of September, it might take a few months, like 2 or 3 months, to kind of start to really see the fruition of the reality of what we're working with now. Does that make sense? And so staying focused on that goal, maybe keeping this open heart and believing in that goal, keeping that sort of, you know, emotional power behind us, and then utilizing that energy of the wands, that fire, that action, that determination to move us forward. We may have to ride that out for a little while. And that's kind of where I feel like the doubt in the Three of Wands, sort of like the back and forth might be like, oh, maybe this is going to take longer than I expected. You know, like, don't doubt it is sort of the feeling that I'm getting from this Three of Wands. Is like, we don't want to doubt it. We want to stay focused on the future. Living in the now as much as possible, but staying focused on a better future. To me, when I'm looking at these cards, this better future is out there for us. We have to believe it, we have to own it, and we have to have channel all of the positivity of this open heart energy into the reality of creating that, right? Even if it takes a few months and there might be hiccups along the way, that's sort of these rainstorms that we see here in this card here. That's some of the confusion that I feel like it might be present in the Three of Wands by month's end. We might go like, wait, is this what I really want? Or is this really the way that I'm supposed to be going? Because, if it was, this should be easier, that sort of a thing. And I don't sense that anything is hard per se. I just feel like this is our own sort of confusion in the sense of, do I have what it takes to get myself there? I'm going to say this, Pisces, yes you do, especially with those 3 court cards down the center, the 2 queens and the king. To me, it feels like you do have all of the power to get yourself there. It's just by month's end, maybe something up crops or pops up that you didn't foresee that challenges you in a way that makes you sort of question, should I continue on, kind of thing. And yes, you should. That's that the shepherd boy looking directly to the future, like far into the future. To me, it feels like he's looking further along the horizon. There's something out there, is the feeling that I get from this card, that says we need to stay focused on that something and don't worry about what happens in the process of getting ourselves there. That we will get there, we will approach there, we will get closer to it. We just have to sort of have faith. And again, that faith comes from that open heart, right? It's not, it's not up for question, right? We have to really truly believe in it. The Three of Wands predicts that, like, sort of it's coming in. We just have to almost have faith and just stay focused. All right, so that is your Pisces reading for the month of September. It is rather broad spectrum, so you have to apply it where it fits in your life. But I look forward to hearing from you guys. Please leave a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe, and let me know how your September goes. I will see you guys all in October, and there's a daily forecast that goes up every day on the YouTube channel if you want to tune in there and look at the energy of the day for everyone. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back in a little bit to do Cancer. All right, have a good day, you guys. Bye.